morning children. Let us continue the class now. Already you have learnt about the structure of a plant, then structure of leaf and how the leaves are useful and what are the advantages of leaf, and then you have learnt about the modification of leaf, isn't it? Now let us see about the flower. Okay. So before that we will see here the watermeal of Wolffia globosa is one of the duckweeds and is the smallest flowering plant. The plant is about 1.5 inch long and 1.8 inch wide. It weighs just as much as 2 grains of table salt. Table salt is, you know how small it is. That much size is the size of a Wolffia or duckweed. So here it has no roots and floats on water. So this is called as a water plant. It is floating on water, no roots in that. The Wolffia flower is the smallest flower in the world. In the world itself, the Wolffia is the smallest flower. Rafflesia arnoldi is the largest flower in the world. It is a rare flower found in the rainforest of Indonesia. The largest flower is Rafflesia. So it can grow to be 3 feet across and weigh up to 15 pounds. So the weight of that flower is 15 pounds. Okay, now let us see about the flower, structure of a flower. The flower is the reproductive organ of a flowering plant. So which is the reproductive organ of a plant? It is a flower. Okay. So flower is the reproductive organ of a flowering plant. Some plants produce flowers throughout the year. So some plants always throughout the year they will be producing flowers. While most plants produce flowers only in a particular season, and some plants produce flowers only during certain seasons. Flowers usually have bright colors, isn't it? Whenever you see flowers, you can see different colors and it will be brightly colored. Hibiscus and dahlia. Hibiscus, dasavala. Dahlia is derevu. Okay? So hibiscus and dahlia, for example, have bright colors. So you see them in different varieties of colors. Different colors you can see hibiscus as well as dahlia. Some flowers like jasmine, so this is like dahlia. See this one. Dahlia will be like this. Understood? This is dahlia. Now, some flowers, see. Okay, some flowers like jasmine are fragrant too. Jasmine, you know, maligehu, how it is? Very nice to smell, isn't it? So that is called as the fragrance. The smell is called as the fragrance, nice smell. Rose flowers, they are also brightly colored and they also give a nice fragrance. So rose flowers have bright colors as well as fragrance. Even rose also different colors you see, and they also give a nice smell. So it is a fragrant smell. Now let us say about parts of a flower. Have you understood about the flower now? Now let us go for parts of a flower. A flower is borne on stalk called pedicel. So it is borne on a stalk called the pedicel. So you can see here. So see, this is a flower. You can see this part. This part is called as the pedicel. Clear? So a flower is borne on a stalk. That is the stalk here. That is called pedicel. The tip of the pedicel is somewhat swollen. So the tip of this here will be swollen. You can see that here. See. Can you see this? This is pedicel. Can you see this part? The tip of the pedicel is swollen. It is like this. It is expanded. You can see here. This is swollen area. And it's called thalamus. So this part is called as thalamus. This part, swollen part is called as thalamus. The thalamus bears all 4 whorls of the flower. All 4 whorls means you can see here the green color. Then you can see the red color. So this green color is called as the calyx, and this is corolla, the petals, brightly colored petals. So that is corolla. Okay. So that is 2 parts. So in the thalamus you find 4 parts totally. One is calyx, that green color, and this is petals, or what you call it as corolla. And inside you can see, here you can see, there are 2 more parts. One is androecium and one more is gynoecium. So totally all the 4 whorls are there on the thalamus, the swollen area of the tip of the pedicel. Swollen area, thalamus. So now you see here they are given here. See, this is pedicel. Okay, this whole part is called as thalamus, which is swollen at the tip of the pedicel, which is thalamus. In the thalamus, you find all the four whorls. One is the calyx, the green colored structures here. Calyx. This is corolla, and here you can see this is androecium, and this will be gynoecium. Understood? So these are the four whorls were present on the thalamus. Now you see here. A typical flower has four main parts or whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Coming to first part is what? The calyx. Calyx is the outermost whorl of a flower. It is made up of leaf-like structures called sepals. So here you can see the green color part. See this one. This is called as the sepals. Can you see? This is called sepals. You can see here also. In this, see, this is a pumpkin flower. A pumpkin flower. So here you can see. Can you see this green color? These are called as the sepals. You can observe. Okay. And this one, this brightly colored things, these are called as corolla, petals. So these are petals. You can see this. These are all petals. Okay. Now, yes. The calyx is the outermost whorl of a flower. It is made up of leaf-like structures called sepals. Sepals are generally green in color and protect the flower in the bud stage. When it is in the bud stage, it is going to protect it. It will be in the bud stage, this will be closed completely. So that time this one is going to protect it. When it is very small, this will be protecting. The sepals will be protecting it. Now, next is the corolla. Corolla means petals. The corolla is the second whorl of a flower. It is made up of petals, which are usually bright in color and fragrant. Some flowers will give very good smell. That smell is called as fragrance. So some flowers, especially jasmine, rose and all, it gives a very good fragrance. Which are usually bright in color and fragrant. The petals attract insects which help in pollination. So what happens? Because of the bright color, the insects are attracted towards it. So what do the insects do? The insects from one flower to other flower, they will be moving, isn't it? When they fly from one flower to other flower, what happens? There will be pollens. Pollens means like yellowish color powder will be there on the flower. If you observe, you can see that. Even on the rose, you can see that. So that is called as pollen grains. That pollen grains from one flower will be transferred to the other flower. When the insect moves from one flower to other flower, it will be stick down to the legs of these insects. So what happens when it moves from one flower to other flower? What is happening? There is a pollination, means transfer of these pollen grains. So which starts developing again into a new plant, that is by reproduction. Reproduction method, producing the young one of the same kind is called as reproduction. So this is pollination, transferring of pollens from one flower to other flower, or maybe in the same flower also. In the same flower. So that is called as pollination. Now, so two over, one is calyx, one is corolla, sepals and petals. Now we are going for the third part. What is the third part? The androecium. Androecium is the third inner whorl of the flower. It is composed of stamens. See, this is the structure of a stamen. It's the structure of a stamen. You can see here. See this one. Okay, this is the stamen part. So, it is composed of stamens, which are male parts of a flower. So, this one is the male part of the flower, and this will be the female part. This one is the female part. This is the male part. Got it? So, this which are male parts of the flower. The stamen is the male part of the flower. Each stamen consists of a thin and long stalk or filament and two-lobed head called the anther. So, this is the filament. Thread-like structure is called as a filament, and two head-lobe structures here, we call it as anthers. This is called as anther. The anther contains the pollen grains. So, I told you now, when insects move from one flower to other flower or on the same flower, there is yellow color powder or dust-like structure, and that is called as pollen grains. Understood? So, who is going to produce that pollen grains? It is produced by the stamen in the anther. In the anther only these pollen grains are produced. The anther contains the pollen grains in pollen sacs. It differs from one flower to other flower. So what happens? The anther contains the pollen grains in 4 pollen sacs. The pollen grains contain the male reproductive cells. So this is consisting of the male reproductive cells. Understood? Coming to the next 4th part, that is called as the gynoecium. So gynoecium we can see here, children. See, this is gynoecium. Understood? These are all stamens wherein pollen grains are produced. That is the male reproductive part, and this is the female reproductive part. Got it? So this female reproductive part is called as the gynoecium. The gynoecium is the innermost wall of the flower. It is innermost, full in the center it will be this. This gynoecium will be in the center. And this stamens or what you call it as anther will be on the, it will be surrounding the gynoecium. This is the female part and this is male part. So female part will be in the center and male part will be surrounding this female part. So the gynoecium is the innermost wall of the flower. It is composed of one or more female reproductive units called carpels. So you can see it will have carpels in the most layer, this one. This one. Understood? So this is called as the carpel here. So each carpel consists of an ovary. So when you just put, if you have this hibiscus flower at home, you can just see that. At the bottom of that, there will be a swollen part here, at the bottom here, down. So there it consists of the ovary. It is a female reproductive part. That is called as the ovary. So here also you can see here, the innermost part here, the middle, okay, but here it's not that clear. In the hibiscus flower, Dasawala the Moo, you can see it very clearly. So the gynoecium is the innermost wall of the flower. It is composed of one or more female reproductive units called carpels. Each carpel consists of an ovary. 1 minute. So here when there is an activity, you see, pluck a fully opened gulmohar flower from the tree and observe all the parts of a flower. Gulmohar you cannot get everywhere, but hibiscus you can get from your neighboring house or somewhere. You can just get the hibiscus and you can observe it very carefully. You can observe. Draw label diagram of the entire flower and each of its parts. Okay, so now we will see the image. 1 minute. Here you can see here, children. I was telling you about tendril, right? Spring-like structures which takes the support of the plant and then moves up, isn't it? So this is only tendril. You can see spring-like structures, very slender, thread-like, coiled. It is totally coiled. When it gets the support, what happens? The plant will start growing. You can see how this stem tendril. This is called stem. From the stem it is arising, so it is called stem tendril. And this is coming from the leaves. So this is called as leaf tendril. Understood? So this is about the leaf. And here you can see bamboo stick. This is a bamboo stick for support. Not only bamboo stick, any stick you can give. It will start, especially for the climbers, climbing plants you can see. And here you see this is a weak stem. Okay? Bamboo stick for support. So the weak stem also will move and gives a support for that. Understood? That is about tendril. This is about the pitcher plant I was telling you now. Pitcher plant. So this is the pitcher plant. This is sundew. Sundew plant. These are all insectivorous plants. Okay. Now you can see the structure of the flower. This is hibiscus. So this part is called as the thalamus. This is pedicel. This is thalamus. And this is sepal. This is corolla. This is androecium. And this is gynoecium. So all the 4 parts are found where? In the thalamus. See, I told you about gynoecium. At the bottom there is a swollen part. This is called as the ovary. And if you open that ovary, you can see this ovule. You can see small seed-like structures. That is called as the ovule. So this is the receptacle they have given. And the filament, the thread-like structure filament. This is style. And the top is called as stigma. So totally this is called as the pistil. That is the female reproductive structure is called pistil. And the male reproductive structure is called as the stamen. So in stamen you see pollen, then anther. Anther is the lobes. Pollen is the dust-like particles which is present in the anther. Understood? So this much is about the structure of a flower. So let me stop it here, children. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.